Yeah, and the opportunity to develop a partnership with the other new signing, how's that development going?
Yeah, very good. You know, he's obviously he's a very good player. You know, and he's looking to get to the World Cup in the summer, and he's very eager to do well here. And you know, I think we could link up well together. So I'm looking forward to getting onto the pitch with him and trying to work out our partnership.
When a club spends quite a bit of money on a player, there's always that degree of pressure to deliver the goods. I think Tony Pulis was saying that with your arrival and the arrival of Jelavic that it will ensure that Hull stay up this season. Is that the way you see it?
Well, I hope so. I hope we can bring something new to the squad and add a bit more. You know, the team is obviously a very good team as it is, and every transfer window, if you can add something to it, it's always good for the club. So a bit of pressure on us to try and produce some goals and lift us higher up the table. But the club is in a good position. You know, everyone's happy here. Everyone's eager to do well, and me and Jella are no different.
The manager talked about 10 wins during the course of the season in the league to help you stay up. I think you've got 6 so far. Do you see that another 4 would just about get you there, do you think?
Yeah, it's hard to know. You know, I think obviously that every year that aim is 40 points, and the quicker you get there, the better. And we've got a few games coming up in the next month that are winnable games, and if we can pick up 3 points here and there, it'll take that bit of pressure off us, and we can start looking up rather than looking down.
And Matty Fryatt obviously scored a couple at the weekend. Somebody who's obviously been out injured a lot of the time, but somebody will clearly be putting a little bit of pressure on you two guys to get a starting place as well.
Yeah. There's a few options. You know, you have Sagboy, Danny Graham, Shawnee, and himself, and it's going to be a bit of a headache for the manager to try and pick 2 out of them. But I think any manager would take that over having 2 fit strikers, having 6. So you've got to produce on the pitch, and I've been in that situation before. That there's always going to be someone willing to take your place, and it's only good for the squad when there is competition for places.
And just finally, I mean, obviously you made the move. What sort of brought you to Hull, and what are your sort of experiences or knowledge of the club?
Obviously, when you make a move, you're kind of making a move into the unknown. But I was lucky that there was a big Irish contingent here, and I could ask a few questions before I came. And obviously, after meeting the manager, and he left a good impression on me, and I wanted to play for him and come up here and test myself in a new club. And it's a club that's on the up, and I really want to be a part of that. So hopefully I can start on the right foot, score a few goals and against Palace, and take it from there.
Shane, when you made the switch, you clearly look upon a team that, as you say, is on the up. So what gives you that impression?
What gives me that?
Hull City being on the up, what gives you that impression?
Well, you can see, bringing in the likes of Tom Huddleston and Jake Livermore, and now adding to it with Jella, and the club is heading in the right direction. Everton is up here for a Premiership team, and they've done well in the past and slipped off and got back here again. And I think there's a team that comes up every year that you think, they'll do well, and they started the season really well. And I think the future is bright, and I'm looking forward to playing and trying putting my stamp on what looks like a good future.
Well, you're wearing the Tiger now. You might have been wearing it in August. How disappointed were you when the move fell through originally? Yeah,
it was a weird one. I think there was 10 hours to try and get the deal done from knowing about it to getting over here and getting a medical done, and it obviously got pulled in the last minute, and it was frustrating, but I think it was always in the back of my mind that West Brom wanted to sell up, and I was lucky that a club like Hull was still interested, and after meeting the manager and that, I was excited, by the future that lay ahead of me.
Clearly Albion had their trials and tribulations over the last 6 months. So how frustrating was it for you knowing that you'd have to wait until the window for that opportunity to come again?
Well, it was a weird one because I knew the manager wanted me there. He saw me as a big part of his plans, and I did play a good few games there. So I was still playing football and still training with the first team, and I was trying to concentrate on doing my job. But I think once the transfer window opened again, it was kind of inevitable that something was going to happen. So I'm happy that it happened sooner rather than later, and I got the deed done, and just looking forward to the next 4 or 5 months here.
Well, this week you're settling well. First game is against Crystal Palace at Selhurst on a wet and windy Tuesday night. How do you think that will go? Yeah,
obviously it's not an easy place to go. I've played them twice already this season with West Brom, once in the cup, and they have a good shape, and now Tony Pulis has come in. He's drilled that into them, and they're a danger from set pieces and things, and they're not a bad side. They've picked up a lot of wins lately, so it's going to be a tough game. We're under no illusions, but we know we have that quality that we can go out there and get the 3 points if we turn up in the night, and you know we've got to make sure that we do that.
You're training out there on the pitch today. Have you made an instant connection with Mikici Jelavic, who you look like you're going to be paired with?
Yeah, I'm excited to play with him. You know, he's obviously a handful for any defender, and you know if I can play off him and link up well with him, I think yeah we could do well together. But you know it's unknown at the moment, so I'm looking forward to getting out there and try and link up with him and make things happen.
Shane, can you take us back to deadline day? Because as you say, it was a strange kind of a situation. You came from Mile High and you were sat with Steve Bruce for a few hours. What sort of went on in that time period that you had with Steve?
He was just talking to me about the club, talking about the players that have come in and his aims and how I was going to be a part of that. And you know, obviously, when the club is agreeing to sell you, I think for me anyway, I wanted to go, and I was lucky that a team like Hull were interested, and you know I was excited about what could have happened. But you know, it fell through in the last 30 minutes, I think, and you know I had to make my way back to Ireland and concentrate again and try and being a West Brom player. So it was a strange situation to be in, but you know these things happen in football.
Having had the bid accepted and had your head turned a bit perhaps by Hull, was this first half of the season a bit? Did you feel like it was a bit of a false start then because you were in a bit of limbo perhaps?
No, not really. No, I tried to be as professional as I can, you know, and I was a West Brom player, and then I'm sure anyone there will tell you that I always gave my all on the pitch, and you know I trained hard every day and tried to, you know, to do as good for them as I could. But yeah, it was hard to try and get that out of your head, but yeah, I tried my hardest to concentrate on my football.
And you mentioned the Irish lads who are here. Is it kind of a boost that probably you'll be seeing a bit of Roy Keane? You'll have a good reason to visit, so you've got a good chance of sort of nailing your own place under a new manager as well, really.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, I think if you're playing the Premiership, it's very easy to take note of how you do, you know, hopefully here I can be on the pitch more often than not and try and impress and score goals, and you know, and I think the rest will take care of itself.
And would you say 100% fit now? Are you ready for this to go?
Yeah, ready to go now. Looking forward to it.